one thing that I would suggest is, well, I think you should really travel. Although we have coronavirus nowadays, we can't travel. But I think, traveling is number one in your early 20s. You should not really abandon that. You should not ignore that. And you should really follow your heart. That's another thing. And I think the third thing would be, you should be not listening to dogmas, but you should really be able to find the real source of information, and you should live your life accordingly.
I would say, first of all, for a 20-year-old to avoid regret, you must live out your dream. Go after it always. No matter what you're doing, have a goal in mind to achieve the dream that you hope to have someday. That would be one. The other is always remember to be nice to others. Because if you're nice to others, later on in life, you won't regret ever having been, working on being mean or not so nice. And last but not least, be respectful of others and be kind and generous.
So one of the things that I would say, just because of the job I'm in, is that get involved on your campus and volunteer in your community. I think that's a really important thing to do. Also, plan and use your time wisely. I think it's really easy to waste time and to look at your phone and an hour later you haven't done anything. So I think planning time wisely. And also strengthen your positive thinking by keeping a gratefulness journal or other ways, just seeing positive things. I fully believe that one can develop a positive attitude. So I think that's important.
The best things I would say for someone to live without regretting their 20s, one, try new things. Secondly, have personal values and principles that guide you. Don't jump into things without a focus. And the third thing I will say, if you have parents, this is a good time to listen to what they have to say.
I think it's good to set a certain amount that you expect to save from each paycheck. And some banks will even have an automatic withdrawal. They'll set aside 5% of your check, 10% of your check, and you don't even have to do anything. They'll just set that aside for you. A second piece of advice is really make decisions about what's worth the money and what's not. Decide what is worth the money. And if you can go cheap on something and feel comfortable, go ahead and do it, and then spend money on what really matters. And accept the fact that we can't really have both. Some things we gotta go cheap on in this life, and some things we gotta spend the money. And as for a third tip, I would say talk to people who have successfully retired or successfully managed a business. And in the conversation, let them do the talking. Just try and take in everything that they can tell you about how they reached their financial or business goals. Really, the wisdom of age it's basically just gold that few people actually dig for. Sometimes we dismiss the older generation, and it's really wasting a very valuable resource.
O dönemde arkadaş çok daha ön plana çıktığı için arkadaşı iyi seçmek. İkincisi, o dönemde gençler daha çok kendilerinin bildiğini düşündüklerinden, kendi akıllarının yettiğini düşünüyorlar. Bunun farkında olaraktan büyüklerine danışarak hareket etmeli, büyüklerin tecrübelerinden faydalanmalı ve üçüncü olarak da istişareye dikkat etmeleri. İleride pişmanlık yaşamalarını önler.
The best way to live your 20s is to, I think, first pursue some kind of education or training so that you have something that you enjoy doing during the rest of your life. Knowing too that sometimes things change and that you may evolve into new directions, but it at least helps you get a foothold into building your life. I also think it's important to try new things and ask questions. I think it's important to recognize that while we may know many things already, that there's so much we still don't know. And so it's important, if there's something you're not sure of, go ahead and ask questions, read, find people who might be knowledgeable and able to give you advice on that topic.
Birinci 20 yaş ile bir yaştaki gençliğin tabii bir döngü başlıyor ve 20 yaşta birinci insan doğru yoldaş seçmez. Eğer doğru yoldaş seçirsense deməli sen doğru yoldasın. Sonra ise doğru işini seçmelisin. Necə deyərlər, cavanlıqda daş taşır, qocalıqda yer aşır.
Try new things in life, and so where you can expand your knowledge and your experience. Discuss topics of interest with everybody you can, and read and write as much as possible.
Yeah, you can be the greatest, you can be the best, you can be the King Kong banging on your chest.
You can beat the world, you can beat the war, you can talk to God, go banging on his door.
You can throw your hands up, you can beat the clock, you can move a mountain, you can break rocks.
You can be a master, don't wait for luck. Dedicate yourself and you gon' find yourself
Standing in the Hall of Fame.